Hello and welcome. My name is Mary Lou McPherson and I'm one of the National Practice Leads for the NDIS Zero Tolerance Initiative, and I'm also a member of the NDIS Practice Support Network. This film you're about to watch is part of the NDIS Code of Conduct series, which covers each of the 7 obligations. These films can be watched in sequence with opportunity for reflection and discussions in between each film. Alternatively, you can watch each film on its own if there's a particular obligation of interest, or perhaps something is happening in the workplace that needs to be addressed. It is important to be aware that some things talked about in these films might bring up certain feelings and may make you feel uncomfortable. This may be because of something you've experienced or seen in your work or personal life, and those feelings may come up today, next week, or next month. We ask that you take a moment and think about someone you trust that you can talk to if you need to discuss any of the issues covered in this film. And remember, it's okay if you need to take a break. Contact details are on your screen for Lifeline, Beyond Blue, and 1-800-RESPECT. Or you can also use your Employee Assistance Program. I'm now going to hand you over to Megan from the NDIS Practice Support Network. The NDIS Practice Support Network comprises of skilled facilitators with a disability and people with extensive experience working in the disability sector.
Hello, my name is Megan and I am a member of the NDIS Practice Support Network and I live in Victoria. So let's look at what Obligation 5 of the NDIS Code of Conduct means to you. Promptly take steps to raise and act on concerns about matters that may impact the quality and safety of supports and services provided to persons with disability. This obligation is about knowing the people you work with and how they express their feelings, and knowing if things are okay or not okay for them. And if things are not okay, or if someone's at risk, then you should speak up and report it. Sometimes that might mean speaking up about your colleagues or friends. This can be difficult. It can take courage, but you have a responsibility to raise concerns with your boss and to help people you work with to speak up if they want to. Workers have a role in contributing to the delivery of safe and quality supports and services. When a worker identifies a potential issue, they should take immediate action to address it. The first step is to ensure that the person is safe and to ask how they would like to resolve the issue. It is your responsibility to be familiar with your provider's systems for complaints and incident management and to follow established procedures. NDIS providers have a responsibility to make sure workers understand the NDIS Code of Conduct and to assist and support workers in meeting their obligations under the code. Support workers are also encouraged to raise issues with the Commission if they believe they are not being dealt with appropriately within the organisation. We're going to look at an NDIS Zero Tolerance Responding to Abuse film, which looks at the roles of managers and supervisors when staff speak up. The film has 2 scenarios, so watch the first film and pause. When the 4 reflective questions come up on the screen, discuss in your groups or individually, and remember, the facilitator's guide is there to help you start those conversations. When you have discussed all 4 questions, press play to hear comments from others and watch the second scenario. When the film is finished, I'll be here waiting for you. Maybe I'll grab a coffee and check if my teenage son's cleaned his room. See you soon.
Speaking up about abuse and neglect is important.
Sometimes support workers report abuse, but nothing happens. In some cases, this is because managers and supervisors do not act or follow up on information.
Supervisors have an important role in making sure that people know when to speak up and that something will happen when they do.
A zero-tolerance approach needs a commitment from everybody in the organisation. People with disability, families and support workers need to know that everybody, from volunteers to the board, are committed to the safety and human rights of those they support.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi.
How have you been?
Okay.
Just okay.
Yes.
Would you like to go to the bathroom?
Yes, please. That would be really helpful.
Hey, I just wanted to have a quick chat with you. It's about Jocelyn.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it looks like she hasn't been going to the bathroom often enough lately. You know, it's in her support plan, she needs to be changed 5 times a day, and,
Yeah, but how realistic is that?
well, otherwise she'll be in pain.
If you just don't have the time, you know what it's like. Look, as long as the book says 5 times, everything will be all right.
Well,
It'll be fine.
Machetta, do you have a moment? I was talking to Joy earlier today, and I'm a bit worried that she's not sticking to support plans properly.
Well, I could talk to her about it, but if it's in the book, I'm sure it's okay.
But she said herself that she just writes down whatever she's supposed to, so...
These notes are all I have to go on, so maybe you're just overreacting.
I think Billy is doing the right thing by the person she's supporting. I think you need to follow that plan. I would not make any assumptions about that plan.
Billy would have been a bit nervous. She would have been concerned about the tension. She might have been questioning why this is happening, or she might have just thought maybe Joy is just overrun at the moment, and what does she do next? So there could be some big questions for Billy, but there's no question that what was happening was wrong, and it was not in Jocelyn's interests.
It's important for managers with new, especially on-call staff and new staff, to take notice of what they're saying because, you know, they're a fresh set of eyes in the workplace. I've seen it a lot in the homes because there is good people in there trying to do the right thing by clients, but they're put into these type of roles where they're trying their best, and then when they try to, you know, to stick up for somebody, they're shut down and not listened to.
An organisational culture of trust and openness takes absolute commitment from management staff. Every time somebody comes to you with a disclosure or something they're concerned about, you've got to take that seriously. If you start shutting people down when they're speaking up, they're going to shut down. They're not going to tell you what's happening on the ground, and you won't know.
Machetta, do you have a moment?
Sure.
I was talking to Joy earlier today, and I'm a bit worried that she's not sticking to support plans properly.
Really? Well, thanks for letting me know. Billy, you've done the right thing.
Okay.
I'll have a chat with Jocelyn and ask if she's okay. And I'll find out if she wants to do anything about it. She may want to make a complaint.
Sure.
I'll also speak to everybody generally and remind them that it's really important to note things down accurately and follow support plans. We want to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Of course. Thank you.
It's very important for a manager or supervisor to lead by example because then the others will do the same thing, you know. They'll follow suit.
Welcome back. How did you go? As you can see, managers and supervisors play a crucial role in supporting staff to speak up and responding appropriately when concerns are raised. It is an NDIS provider's responsibility to have a clear and easy process to follow if people using supports want to give feedback or make a complaint, and they must provide assistance if required. NDIS providers must play an active role in supporting people with disability to understand their rights and to support them to raise concerns and complain, which includes providing access to independent advocates. Providers must investigate and act on any complaints you make and must cooperate with any investigations by police, the NDIS Commission, or other parties. It is important to know that anyone can make a complaint about supports and services under the NDIS, including alleged breaches of the Code of Conduct. This includes people with disability, family members, friends, advocates, workers, and the other NDIS providers. That brings us to the end of Obligation 5. This obligation is personal for me. I have had experience in both reporting on behalf of others and being supported in situations where I have experienced significant discrimination and exclusion from the community due to my disability. I think it's important to remember as a worker, when things aren't going well for you at work, you can access supports of family, work colleagues, employee assistance programs, or your union. You might even choose to resign. But people being supported often don't have those options. You are their safeguard.